Water. It is one of the basic elements to sustain life on the planet. Yet nearly 900 million people lack access to safe drinking water. Over 320 million of them live in sub-Saharan Africa. One such place is the country of Togo. Togo is a remnant of German and French occupation lasting until 1960. It is part of the West African coast, which was once known as the Slave Coast. Despite heavy influence from European nations, Christianity remains a minority. Alongside its neighbor, Benin, Togo is known as the birthplace of voodoo and is home to one of the largest voodoo markets in the world. In many ways, such traditional tribal faiths are seen as the answer to the lack of medicine and healthcare. The struggle to survive otherwise curable issues remains a major obstacle in the country. 49 out of the 1,000 infants will die before reaching their first birthday, and of that group, almost 70% will not reach the age of 5. This is Maui. He was orphaned when his mother died giving birth to him. He is now being cared for by a family of believers who are barely able to feed themselves. While AIDS and malnutrition remain a large part of the problem, more than half of the rural population lack clean water. This is a huge contributing factor to the illnesses that run rampant in the area. For many, rainwater from holes such as this is the only water that they have for drinking, washing, and cooking. This young boy is being treated for worms, which he likely got from drinking water from the village in which he lives. KaphBet International is beginning its nonprofit journey by starting a local Togolese organization to support humanitarian aid in these villages. The underlying desire is to build relationships in order to introduce them to Yeshua, the source of living water.
KaphBet International is an organization that seeks to join believers, resources, and supporters all over the world. Specifically in Togo, our goal is to work with our local contact there to build community around him and support him in the work that he's already begun.
This young man is Cephas. He was born in a local village and moved to the capital city of Lomé to attend school. At 24, he is already very active in working in the village communities to give them humanitarian aid. In many cases, they have been unreached by missions, and he is their only contact with the believer. It is his hope that bringing clean water will build relationships and allow him to speak to them about Yeshua.
One of the biggest things with KaphBet International and our working with Togo is we have the opportunity to work with Cephas. And he is a phenomenal young man who has already taken it upon himself to raise aid and gather resources and do research on what it takes to meet the needs of the people he's already been working with.
Coming from a place where food is scarce and the fear of sickness is normal, he knows very well the humanitarian needs. His own family has been affected by the struggles of life in Togo. When Cephas was still a baby, his father was killed in a car accident on one of Togo's dangerous roads. This past year, he struggled with malaria, and his youngest brother is suffering from anemia caused by lack of food and sanitary conditions.
Imagine what could be accomplished in these villages that have never had clean water, just simply by having a well. All along, they've been relying on voodoo as their medicine because they don't have access to medicine like we do. And so they're relying on this false hope for their healing and for their medical needs, where we can present to them a way to meet their needs, but then also introduce them to the living water, who's the true source of hope. When Yeshua asked us to go into the world and make disciples of all nations, it was so much more than just presenting scripture and having scripture in front of them. It's modeling community and meeting needs and living in community with one another. It's not just in what we give them, but how we treat one another. And that shows who Yeshua really is. He said, "They will know that you are my followers by how you love one another." And we can show Togo who he is by how we love our brothers and sisters there.
Never give up, never give up, never, ever, 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 never give up, never give up, never, ever, ever, never give up. Be it your wall that's keeping us in